take it away.
Oh, hello and welcome to the studio with Joe and Liz.
Hello, everybody.
Right. So today we're discussing mental health awareness because it's Mental Health Awareness Week. So just to put it into perspective, around about a quarter of people, so 1 in 4 people, suffer from a mental health concern at some point in their life in England alone. And 1 in 5 people have suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive thing, isn't it, in the country? I think we don't really realise how big it is, how big mental health is in just, not just in the UK, but in the world. But these kind of statistics kind of show you how big it is.
It does, doesn't it, really? A quarter of all people, if you think there's, 7 billion?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Of people really,
Mm.
and it's because it's one of those things as well. If somebody, for example, had a hurt hand, you would see it, wouldn't you?
Mm.
But somebody with troubles in their mind can actually hide it fairly well.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I look at it is, if somebody had like a broken leg, you wouldn't expect them to be able to run or something like that.
Mm.
You can kind of see it, and you can see that they will be struggling to do their daily life as they were before. But with mental health, obviously it's invisible, but it has that same effect as a broken leg on the mind in a way. It has that kind of effect where you can't operate normally as you usually would. So it's important that we do, look at mental health more each, just in daily life, because anybody could be struggling with it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's best not to assume. But I think through lockdown, I don't think that's really helped things, has it?
No, it has not. No, definitely not. Where people were stuck at home, I think it really did cause, mental health issues for many people, kind of maybe a bit of depression and things like that, or getting, maybe even anxiety for your health, maybe not wanting to catch COVID. There's a lot of different things that people have struggled from that lockdown, and it's kind of just carried on.
Yeah.
From then.
Yeah. So if somebody was already struggling with depression or anxiety, being stuck in isn't necessarily going to be a helpful thing.
Definitely not.
And then there'll be people that will be quite a shock to the system for. If they're told all of a sudden, no, you can't socialise. So it is a bit of a trauma that everybody's gone through.
Yeah, exactly. And it also brought along what was mainly the main topic of this Mental Health Awareness Week, loneliness. I'm sure through lockdown, where people weren't allowed to get out and things like that, people, were becoming more lonely. Approximately only 1 in 8 adults with mental health problems as well actually get any kind of treatment. So where people might have developed any anxiety or any depression or any other mental health issues, as well as loneliness, people don't talk about it, people don't reach out and get any help from it.
No, I think that's where really you need someone to help you, support you, kind of see that you need that little bit of help, and kind of make a path for it.
Definitely.
I think during sort of the lockdown, a lot of the health services were scaled back. We were told not to go to the GP, and that may have had the effect of putting people off going out and asking for help as well.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, looking at, maybe focusing now on the loneliness kind of thing, it affects 1 in 4 adults. That's a ridiculous number that you wouldn't really think of. 1 in 4 people suffer from loneliness at one point in their life. So, it's important to from the outside, if you're somebody looking in, or you've got friends and family who are struggling, it's important to have a look at different things you might be able to do to support them. So Liz will take you through a couple of those now.
Well, just before we do, so like you said, it is mainly focused on loneliness this year. I think it's just an aspect of why people suffer, and loneliness is kind of one of those things that is defined as a deficit between the relationships that somebody has and the relationships that they feel that they really need. And that is why we shouldn't really assume anything. So we might think that somebody who's really popular and has lots of friends or lots of people around them all the time and appears to be really, easygoing, they never can be lonely. But actually, somebody with lots of friends might feel that they need somebody that they can really open their heart to, but they might not have it.
I think the main thing is just with all mental health is you don't know who's suffering with it. Somebody from the outside could look so put together and so comfortable and everything, but they might not be like that in their head. So it's important to treat anybody, look at anybody and think, how can I support them if they are struggling?
That's it. I mean, I've actually been guilty of myself of making a wrong assumption a few years ago now. I went round to sort of see somebody who was housebound and couldn't get out of bed themselves, and they were quite elderly. When I went in with another person, they were so happy to see us, and I thought, you're lonely. And also around them was all these pictures of their friends and family, lots and lots of people, lots of generations, lots of ages. And I thought, maybe you don't see them very often. And it did actually turn out the case that a lot of them didn't live in this country, that they've moved abroad. But I assumed that this person, because they were at home and on their own all the time, that they would be lonely.
Yeah.
She wasn't. She wasn't lonely because she was happy for the time that she had on her own, and she was very, very happy for the people that came in to see her.
Yeah.
So it's not always the people that we think necessarily that are going to be those that suffer from loneliness.
Yeah, you just never know what's going on in somebody's head. I think that's the main thing to really think of. You don't know who's going to be suffering. And it's important to treat everybody with respect and, give them the time and just see, give them that space to kind of come to you if they're struggling.
Yeah.
And again, we've got a couple of checkpoints here that if you do, if you want to try and support people who are struggling with some mental health issues, these are some of the things that you might be able to have a look at doing. So Liz, do you want to take us through those?
Yeah, so you could check on your friends and family from time to time. Phone call, or just go and see them. Listen without making any judgments, and concentrate on what they're saying in the moment. You try to give them your full attention. That's very difficult nowadays because we're all so busy, aren't we?
Yeah, I think one thing that people sometimes might struggle with is they come to somebody who's struggling and they feel like they know what they need to give them to help them. Whereas sometimes it's good to just listen and let the person who is struggling tell them what they feel like they need, because they know themselves best and they know what they think they need to try and get through whatever they're going through.
Yeah, and there's no expectation that all of us are going to be experts in how to help people.
Exactly.
There's no need to struggle or think, I can't deal with this, because actually sometimes it is just a basic thing like listening.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think really we should advise the best thing to do if you feel that you need help is to go to GP.
100%, yeah. If you need support, if you need any help, the best place to go is to your GP. They are professionals, they're there to support you, they can get you the support that you need. So definitely, if you are ever struggling, contact your GP 100% and speak to the people around you as well. I think one thing that you don't always realise is there's loads of people going through this. With them statistics we went through before, I don't think you realise how many people are struggling, how many people, and, sometimes it's just good to bring it up in a conversation and people, they understand what you're going through, you're not alone with what you're going through. So definitely try and speak to people, keep yourself active as well, try and get out, try and, do what you can to try and help yourself in that way. But the most important thing, is definitely contacting your GP if you really are struggling.
Yeah, and, if there's still apprehension about going to the GP, or, a lot of us think we don't need help. But there are a lot of websites that you can find that will help you. One of them is the NHS website itself, isn't it?
Definitely.
From that, you can self-refer, so you can actually access some of the therapy that you need without necessarily going to your GP if that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously doing some research on this. You could see there's so much, on the Mind website. You've got the NHS themselves. They have a lot of information on this. So, not just for somebody who is struggling, but somebody who wants to support people who they might, friends and family who might be struggling as well.
Yeah, and if you notice that somebody is showing signs that they are really, really struggling, if they tell you that they're having suicidal thoughts or that they're harming themselves, that is really an emergency, and so you should phone 999 or take them to A&E. It's really we're not equipped to deal with things like that. They're professionals.
No, exactly. It's very difficult to go through, and as somebody just supporting someone, it's difficult. Supporting somebody who is going through any mental health issues, it can be difficult. It can take a toll on you. So it's important to also give yourself a break as well if you are trying to support people. You've got to try and keep yourself in a good frame of mind and just be there for them when you can. But there's loads of things you can look at. The other thing I wanted to say is if you are struggling, you're in our area, you are struggling, feel free to come to the live streams churches, St. Peter's, St. Stephen's, and here at St. Sed's. We're all here to discuss things with you, try and support you the best way we can. And you've got that social event. If it is loneliness that you are struggling with, we've got loads of things going on here, loads of things going on at the other churches that we can join together and help and discuss and share what we're going through in these difficult times where we're still not completely out of COVID and things are still difficult at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many activities between the three churches. There's opportunities if you would like to be around lots of people, and there's ones where if you maybe just need somebody to talk to one-to-one. So it's always worth really getting in touch.
Exactly, and that is our motto there on the screen, connecting online and meeting in person. We want to meet you all, we want to get together and enjoy, especially lovely weather now, going into summer. We want to enjoy this time together and, have that enjoyable moments where we can share and, have that safety as well, where you can share how you're feeling. If there is anything you want to talk about, we have plenty of people here that are, happy to listen to you and want to support you any way we can.
Yeah, that's right. So really just to say that we shouldn't assume, just because somebody's happy, bubbling, popular, that they're not suffering.
Definitely.
And it really is anybody that can suffer at any time in their life. So we do need to watch out for one another.
And the last thing is maybe if you're not really comfortable coming down yet or anything like that, you don't want to come and visit us, but you do want to get in contact with us, please contact our social media and contact those numbers and that email on screen, and we will be happy to speak to you and have a look at what we can do.
Yeah.
So one thing we're going to do just before we finish today is just play you a little clip of things that might be going on around St. Sed's, as well as after we'll just give you a little information about things going on around live streams.
I'm Reverend Bernard, curate at Livestreams Churches.
Hi, I'm Cornelia Noguio, ordinand in Church of England.
We are here to say hello to you.
We are here every Sunday, but a day in the week time, there's somebody here waiting for you.
Especially Wednesday, starting with 2 o'clock to 3:30. But as soon as possible, we will be back here every single day to meet you, to have a talk, and just to help each other.
The reason we are here is to worship God, but we are here even to speak with you, to listen your story, to grow together, to make friends each other.
Starting in 1953, when the first stone for this building was laid, this church, this place, had a good role in developing the identity of the area. The people met here, the people knew each other, the people create friendship. I know that in the history of this church, there were a few hiccups, as was before 2018, and especially in the pandemic time.
It was a hard time for each of us, but now more than ever, we need to come out. We need to meet together. We need to share a cup of tea, a coffee, a biscuit. It is time.
Then we try now to open this building for you, to create again possibility to meet in a friendly place, in a safe place, and to open ourselves to each other, how to continue to build the identity of this area, of this neighborhood.
So believe me, when you'll come here, you'll enjoy it. You will meet here special people waiting for you. You'll have meet here special people who listen your story and pray for you, help you if you need. Why not?
For now, from outside of the church, about history, about neighborhood, we will stop here. But you will find other information about the sanctuary where we worship, or from inside the building where you can meet when the weather is not so beautiful as is today.
So please, do not let us to wait here. Come and visit us.
See you soon for more information about the sanctuary and our presence here.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice time. Stay safe. Visit us.
Bye, see you soon.
Bye-bye.
So that was a little message from Bernard and Cornelia about St. Sed's. So yeah, what we just want to quickly say, different things going on around the live streams, churches. In the next couple of weeks, we've got Alpha that started a couple of weeks ago. There's still quite a lot. I think there's another 10 weeks still left of that. So if you're ever thinking, you want to learn more about Christianity, or you want to discuss different things with, like-minded people, then feel free to come along to that. That's at St. Peter's on a Thursday morning.
So at St. Stephen's you've got a Stay and Play, which is kind of preschool ages, and they benefit from a really nice garden there as well, don't they?
Yeah, a lovely garden. Hopefully going into the summer that's going to be really, really busy. I'm sure they're going to have loads of things going on there. So please stay tuned to our social media sites, and you might find different events. I mean, I'm sure they'll do a lot of gardening and things like that, which is really, really nice to get along to and enjoy that space. We've also got, like puddle ducks, different things. We've got, obviously our coffee house is open as usual. So there's loads, and our usual services as well. So there's loads going on around live streams.
Yeah, and Oasis, which I have nicknamed the Friends Cafe now.
Oh, I like that, the Friends Cafe.
The Friends Cafe, because it really is just a time for people to come and be friends.
Yeah, no, I mean we had some new faces come yesterday, which was lovely to see, and we welcome you all to come down and just have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and enjoy that space that we've got. Again, luckily with the weather, hopefully maybe we're moving it outside, taking some chairs and some tables outside and enjoying that weather.
Yeah.
But we're always open, we're always here to discuss anything. So if you have anything you want to discuss with us, anything you want to talk about, please get in contact with us. And Liz, myself, we're all happy, as well as the rest of the live streams team. We're all happy to discuss everything with you. Have you got anything else you'd like to?
I think that's pretty much it. Just stay tuned to subscribe to the newsletter that goes out, because that really does have everything in it, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah. I mean, we've got so much going on, especially going into these summer months. We've got Jubilee coming up. We're going to have our barbecue and garden party and things like that going on. So just stay tuned. There'll be a lot going on that we would love for you to come down to and meet you all. But thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week, and possibly you may see a new face. I won't promise anything just yet, but we may have a new face joining us next week. But thank you for tuning in, and we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.